Happy New Month to everybody. This is Dr. Kemi Lawyer. I hope I satisfied you guys that couldn't come in throughout the month of October. You need to stop bullying me, okay? I don't have the time. I keep it real. I give you news, collect my money, and gone. That's how it works in news. Today is November 1st, 2023, and I want to talk about Pastor Jeremiah Fufeyin. Pastor Jeremiah, you know that you're one of my favorite pastors. Do you remember that year that I demanded to speak to you? There's only certain pastors you can demand to speak to. And you made time for me. What year was that? My brothers, those twins, 2021. I wanted to speak to Pastor Jeremiah. I wanted to have access to him. It's very hard to have access to pastors in Nigeria, but they made it happen for me. And Pastor Jeremiah and I spoke, and God, the guy has some powerful prayers. You see those prayers that you prayed for me, Pastor Jeremiah? Hey, it's still in action, oh, but I'm not happy at you today. Okay, let me tell you why I'm not happy at you. Pastor Fufeyin, you gave Mommy G.O. 55 million in the church at the pulpit. No. I didn't like that. You know why I didn't like that? You should have done that in private or in the DM and maybe showed us the screenshots of what you gave Mommy Gio. But today is an era where people have nothing. A lot of people have no money. Even me that I'm talking. Everybody's broke somewhere or the other. I've been trying to start my own media house. Now I've hit the end of it. 30 years. In 3 months, I will be retiring from journalism, Pastor Fufeyin, and I haven't told people what I'm going to do, even though it's there and people actually know, but they're not sure. But I'll say it now. I'm opening my own church, and as Evangelist Kemi, I'm going to be Prophetess Kemi and opening my church, and I'm looking up to you. You're one of my mentors when it comes to, the Word of God. I didn't believe in the Bible until 2017 when I was locked up. And in Port Harcourt prison, they shoved the Bible and the churches down your throat at least 5 times a day. Churches coming in and out, they'll drop provisions for us, food, jollof rice. And then after they're all gone, you sit in your cell and you're reading the Bible because you found some stories interesting. I gave my life to God at Pastor Abiomi's church. Now, those pastors that really motivated my reading that Bible and really believing in the Word of God, I want to be a prophetess in 3 months when I quit journalism or resign or retire or whatever it is. I started February 1994, so that's 30 years. Those pastors are Joel Osteen, who took over from his father, who I was watching in 1999. John Osteen, who passed away. Pastor T.D. Jakes, Pastor David Ibiomi, Pastor Biodun Fatoyimbo, and finally Pastor Jeremiah Fufeyin. Pastor Jeremiah, you're one of my mentor pastors. Every Sunday, I must watch the service of everyone I mentioned. From Lakewood Church to T.D. Jakes, U.S. time, African time, whatever, Kosa time, everybody, you learn something new. But I feel that today's age and what's going on in the world, we can't show off money lavishly. People are hungry. People are frustrated. Even me, I don't have a car where I am. And when I was in Nigeria, I didn't have a car. But there was a way to move around. Public transportation, Ubers, name it. Let's forget cars and houses, but let's look at people. People are starving. So for me, I think it was a little bit elaborate for you to give Madam G.O. the 55 million at the pulpit. I don't know. I don't think God will like it, Pastor Jeremiah. I'm just saying. I don't think God will like it. It's like showing off too much. Okay, Pastor Jeremiah, look at Davido. We're always abusing Davido. Cars, airplanes, jewelry, everything. And now Davido's broke. He has no money to pay all his debts. But at the end of the day, it's not something I expected from you, sir. I didn't like it. We're in really tough times. Some of us have stuff in front of us that we want and we can't get it. I'm not talking about cars, iPhones, and all that, but look at the situation in Gaza. There are people trapped in there, and there's only one border that the Israeli will give permission. Rafah, the Egyptian border. Last Saturday, Antonio Guterres of the United Nations had to stand there with the media begging the Israeli government to open the border because there were trailers full of food and supplies and they didn't let them in. Finally, they opened the border. Yesterday, they opened it again so that all the wounded people in there can go out to Egypt and get help. We have a situation where our country is inundated with terrorists who are going to attack Israel, and then the innocent people in those countries become the victims. And Israel is attacking back. So there are people who need to eat, who need medical support. There's people who need things. And I think that if we're giving our wives money, whether it's you, Pastor Jeremiah, or anybody else out there, it shouldn't happen on social media, on TV. It should have been private. That's all I'm saying. I love you, Pastor Jeremiah. You're my favorite. One of my favorite pastors. So I just had to say this, guys. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, Kemi Talks, November 1st, 2023.